Hi, I'm Chris Vletty, author, speaker, and survivor of late-stage and recurring ovarian cancer. I wanted to talk today about what happens when we get overwhelmed. I think all of us who've been through cancer treatments really do the very best that we can. We know it's not easy, but we prop ourselves up an awful lot. And we do it for good reasons too. I mean, we do it for our loved ones, for our doctors, but I think most of all, we do it for ourselves because we want to stay positive. We want to be motivated. And of course, we want other people to see us the same way. But let's get real. There are those times when it just gets overwhelming. It gets to be too much. It can be that the treatments are wearing us down and we're just at our wits' end. Or it could be that we've received bad news. The treatments aren't working. Or maybe they're not as effective as they hoped they'd be. For me, personally, my breaking point came when I was told I had recurrence. These situations are all devastating, and they're very overwhelming. I get a lot of calls and emails from people in these situations. These are people like me who originally went into their treatment very hopeful, with a very positive outlook, and now all of a sudden we're dealing with being overwhelmed, distraught, depressed, and wanting to know, how do I deal with all of this? What do I do? I find most of us are trying to suppress all of these feelings. We're trying to suppress them because they're negative. They're feelings of grief, anger, frustration, depression, despair, all of those. And while we're trying to suppress and push all that down, at the same time we're trying to figure out, how do I get my hopeful feeling back? How do I get that energy, that feeling that was so positive, that was helping me before? Where is that at a time like this when everything seems completely hopeless? Well, this is an internal struggle, and this internal struggle has to stop. There is a time for everything. Now, if things are that bad for you, if you are feeling that overwhelmed and you simply cannot pull yourself out of this funk, then it might very well be time for the pity party. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a party you're going to invite others to, okay? This is a party solely for you and you alone. This is a party where you can release and let go of all of those awful negative emotions that you've been depressing. Now, when I had my pity party, I let it all out. I yelled, I screamed, I cried, I felt sorry for myself, I threw things, I curled up into a ball like a baby and sobbed. I saw myself as some meaningless memory, a photo on somebody's wall. I was completely self-indulgent. It was awful and it was pathetic. I was pathetic. But you know what? After I had my pity party, I felt pretty good. I really did. I felt free and light. I wasn't carrying all that crap, all those cruddy emotions anymore. I let go of them. I freed them. I no longer had them inside me because I released them. They were gone. What was left was something very authentic. It was me without all that baggage. And once I released all that baggage, it was pretty easy to get back to my normal state of mind And that normal state was pretty happy and pretty positive. And that's the whole point of the pity party, okay? It's not about managing your despair or depression. It's not about learning how to cope with all this negativity around you. The pity party is about releasing and letting go of all of these emotions once and for all, so that we can return back to our normal state. So if you're finding yourself overwhelmed, depressed, and frustrated, it just may very well be time for your pity party.